will get the approval of President Trump as it prevents him from lifting earlier sanctions. Caleb Maupin has the details.
The lower house of the
sanctions hurt businesses. There have been angry calls from within the EU to take action.
We are following this process with some concern regarding the European,
according to rules of openness and market competition.
We asked several experts from Europe what could be behind the US attempt to expand sanctions against Russia.
The United States is looking.
Why don't the European states just lift them?
Meanwhile, the American news network CNN has accused Russia of arming the Taliban. But as often seems to be the case these days, no real evidence has been provided, as Kate Partridge explains.
How's this for a headline? Videos suggest the Russian government may be arming the Taliban, and CNN claim to have 2 videos that prove it.
Moscow may activating alliance, risks redrawing the map here.
Seems plausible. But is it? Let's take a closer look. The headline itself is cagey, suggest, may, hardly a conclusive exclusive. And here's why. Does the report show the alleged Russian weapons?
Small arms expert
identifying them. So do the videos show trade deals? No, CNN's article with the report says the videos don't provide incontrovertible proof of the trade, of which Moscow has categorically denied involvement. OK, have the experts confirmed any Russian connection? No. So how does CNN know Russia is arming the Taliban? Because the Taliban told them, and Afghan officials think it must be true.
There's no smoke without.
To home.
The Russian Foreign Ministry has dismissed the claims made by CNN. It calls the report yet another case of a disinformation campaign by the American media against Russia. In other news this hour, Iran has accused the US Navy of provocative behavior. That's after a US patrol boat fired warning shots near an Iranian vessel during a tense encounter in the Persian Gulf.
This morning, an American Navy boat in the north of the Persian Gulf fired at an Iranian vessel. This was unprofessional and provocative behavior.
The US has presented standoff continues between Muslim worshippers and Israeli police. But is planning further security measures. In other news, the head of the International Monetary Fund has said that in 10 years' time, the IMF's headquarters could be moved to Beijing.
Which might...
The IMF has been dominated by the US since it was created more than 70 years ago. But as Christine Lagarde went on to explain, the lender's voting structure will have to change as China's economy overtakes the US. She added that IMF rules state that the head office has to be located in the largest member economy. We asked financial experts for their views.
The IMF published a report yesterday. It's
a growing force in the world.
The Turkish president has announced a deal with Russia to buy several S-400 missile systems.
Steps have been taken and documents signed with
declined to comment on the matter. The S-400 is a mobile surface-to-air missile system. It can shoot down enemy aircraft. The deal could complicate Turkey's relations with the rest of NATO.
Turkey is a NATO member, and all the military equipment this is an open question.
With Islamic State losing ground in Syria and Iraq, there have been frequent warnings that jihadists from Europe could now return to their home countries. Among them, a 22-year-old Dutch rapper who has posted this online. Marwan B, who you heard there, is just one of the hundreds of Europeans who've left their countries to join an Islamic State. According to the Dutch government, up to 200 of the EU police service Europol expressed alarm over the situation last year.
At least 5,000 European nationals that we think have been radicalised by IS.
Rights campaigner and a member of the English Democrats for their views on the situation.
people, those involved in terrorism, who made a deliberate choice to go out there, chose to go out there. So I don't see how outreach and work over many, many years, we were able to change those minds.
There's no magic solution to the refugee crisis, according to Italy's Interior Minister. European officials met in Tunisia to discuss the issue on Monday. Marco Minniti stressed the need for a common EU strategy.
There is no magic solution.
Have been injured. You're watching RT International with me, Rosanna Lockwood. I'll be back with the headlines in just 30 minutes' time. Stay with us.